I see videos listing habits for getting rid of stubborn PCOS belly fat, but they don't tell you when to do them. It's like throwing the entire kitchen sink at you and hoping something will work. This approach is totally unnecessary and worse, counterproductive in the long run. It leads to burnout, which causes you to quit, regain weight you lost, and regress all the way back to square one. So what we're doing in this video is adding the context of when to do the things to get rid of stubborn PCOS belly fat. Hi, Rich and Lucy here, nutritionists at CoachViva.com, the place for analytical thinkers to cut through the noise on where to start and when to level up so that they can transform their bodies and live healthy by default. If you too refuse to settle, hide from the facts, or cave to excuses, then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified every week of new science-backed and practical videos to help you lose fat and gain muscle on your terms. And before we begin, I want to quickly announce that a few spots have opened up for the free one-on-one consult for our Badass Body Boss program. So make sure you stay until the end of the video for the announcement on that. Now let's get started.
Let's start with busting some myths around getting rid of stubborn belly fat. The number one thing I see people do is a lot of ab exercises. Here's a cross-section of your abdomen. When you exercise, you're building muscle, but there's a layer of fat between your muscles and skin. So no matter how muscular your abs, you won't be able to see them if all you're doing is working on building more and more muscle. Now, some of you may be thinking the ab exercises are reducing fat. First of all, you cannot spot reduce. And also the number one thing to do to reduce fat is to moderate your nutrition. Why? Because what you eat can outdo any calories you burn through exercise. For example, a 150-pound woman running at 8 miles per hour for 30 minutes burns about 447 calories, which is easily undone from a fat loss perspective by 1.5 slices of pizza. You may be saying at this point, yeah, but as I put on muscle, I'll burn more calories at rest. While true, note that women put on at most about 1 pound of muscle per month. And that equates to 50 extra calories burnt per day. Now, if you're thinking, yeah, but in 10 months, I'll have put on 10 pounds, which means 500 extra calorie burn. Let me tell you, that's not how our bodies work. We don't grow or shrink in a linear fashion. As you put on muscle, you're getting closer to your physical potential, which means the rate at which you put on muscle follows a decreasing exponential trend. And this brings me back to my original point that formal exercise is great for increasing muscle, strength, and posture, but not for fat reduction. The most efficient way is to moderate your nutrition. And when you do this, you will reduce fat throughout your body, which will eventually also cause fat loss around your abs. And when you lose enough fat, your ab muscles will finally be close enough to your skin to be seen. Another thing I see being said is to reduce carbs immediately. Yes, you may need to do this eventually, but in my experience coaching numerous PCOS women, they are able to see lots of progress on a mild, like 10 to 15% calorie deficit alone. While yes, the calorie reduction may as a side effect cause them to reduce their carb intake, it still leaves them the flexibility to adjust as they wish, a psychological benefit that should not be diminished. And lastly, I see a lot of misattributed cause and effects being thrown around in videos and blog posts, like eat more healthy fats because they'll reduce male hormones. Dietary fat increases sex hormones, both the male and female ones. Or another thing I've heard is do resistance training because it'll lower abnormally high male hormones in women with PCOS. Also not true, as resistance training and HIIT both increase cortisol and testosterone, hormones that are already higher than normal in women with PCOS. So am I saying to not eat higher healthy fats or to not resistance train or do HIIT? No. What I am saying is the cause that likely helped these women who were reporting these things was different. For example, both healthy fats and exercise improve insulin sensitivity, which then helps with easier fat loss. Healthy fats also improve satiety. When we exercise, we often change how we eat as a byproduct. It's very natural. What I'm saying is when it comes to our own metabolism, there isn't a singular, simple cause and effect. Now you may think, why does this matter? The end result is they saw results, right? And you'd be right. The only reason this would matter is if you are picking a certain habit to do first because of these misattributed cause and effects. You could then end up picking habits that are not actually the most effective ones for your lifestyle and body fat stage.
There are 4 main factors that are under your control when it comes to getting rid of stubborn PCOS belly fat: calories, stress, digestive issues, and nutrient balance. Why these 4? Check out this video that explains the mechanisms behind PCOS and why these are the 4 factors under your direct control, while others are byproducts of what would you do with these 4 factors. Let's dive into the first factor, Calories. Now, there's a lot of calories don't matter and calories are everything debates on the internet that boils down to missing the gray area, which is that both are true to some degree. It is true that to lose weight, you must be in a calorie deficit, which means your calories out must exceed your calories in. It is also true that sometimes your body will react in ways where being in a calorie deficit alone won't cause progress. Why? The confusion boils down to missing that calories out changes not only because of the amount of exercise you do. Calories out also changes if your nutrients are imbalanced, if you are not sleeping well or constantly stressed, if you are over-exercising, if you've been in a calorie deficit for many months, and so on. As you probably already spotted, for women with PCOS, since they naturally have imbalanced nutrients, which then contributes to imbalanced hormones, and are more prone to digestive issues like leaky gut and food sensitivities, their calories out part tends to be naturally less than those of women without PCOS. This means it is especially important for women with PCOS to be working on both the calories in part of the equation, which is how many calories you eat, and also the calories out part of the equation, which besides exercise includes balancing nutrients, minerals, eliminating any foods that cause digestive distress, and making sure you're not stressed day in and day out while getting good sleep. Together, these factors expand the differences between the calories in and calories out, allowing you the room to lose stubborn belly fat without depriving yourself. Because you don't want to be only controlling the calories in part, as there is a floor to how much you want to cut. For example, for women, eating below 1,200 calories, that's generally not a good idea because it means you're probably not consuming enough volume of food to make up for the amount of micronutrients you need, aka normal nourishment regardless of weight goals. And also, you don't want to be tackling all four factors at once. There is an order in which I have seen things work for women with PCOS. First, start with the calories in part. Do a mild deficit of 10 to 15% so you can start losing that stubborn belly fat. Keep up with 7-day check-ins of both weight and body measurements of waist, hip, and neck. And if any of those four numbers decrease, you are making progress. As a woman with PCOS, you are unlikely to see your weight go down consistently, but you will drop inches weekly if you're doing the right things. As you keep up with this, self-evaluate if you face weekly digestive issues like cramps and bloating. If yes, you want to look into experimenting with which foods are causing digestive issues and reduce them as much as possible. Something like whole foods for 3 weeks is sufficient to tell you a lot about which foods are causing digestive issues and therefore chronic inflammation and therefore a reduction in your calories out. Next, evaluate what kinds of minerals and hormonal imbalances you have. We did a whole video on how to figure this out. You can follow the plan there to treat any imbalances and further up your calories out. And lastly, look into getting amazing sleep of 7 to 9 hours every night. Believe it or not, this is the #1 metabolism boosting habit you can practice.
Now, you can trial and error your way through figuring this out, or you can hire our Badass Body Boss program to coach you to success step by step. The program is built for you if you, 1, value learning in depth the science and psychology behind the entire process, 2, believe that weight loss need not be so complicated, that each method out there works for someone at some stage, and that you just need a clear plan to finding your methods for your stage. And 3, are excited by the idea of working in a collaborative fashion with us to find your customized, sustainable roadmap to lifelong success. If that's you, good news. A few spots have opened up for a free one-to-one consultation call with us. Note, this is not a coaching call, and that booking a call does not guarantee you'll be admitted into our program. So if you're serious, click on the link in the description below to book a one-to-one consultation call for our Badass Body Boss program. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, be sure to subscribe or follow us on Instagram, and share this video with whoever else you think could use this information. And be sure to check out these 2 videos to learn more about losing fat and gaining muscle like a body boss. You can do it.